you remember the hype when we found out that the OG trap hole gets his own archetype? At least I know I was hyped until I saw the artworks. And now in Doom of Dimensions, another OG card gets this treatment, and it's none other than MST, Mystical Space Typhoon. So allow me to introduce you to the Magnificestorm archetype, and don't worry, the artworks are amazing. First we have Magnificestorming Megala, which has the effect that if you have Mystical Space Typhoon in your graveyard or your opponent controls no spell or traps, you can special summon this card from your hand, a summoning condition that, by the way, all level 3 monsters of this archetype share so far. But also, if a Magnificestorm, quick play spell, or Mythical Space Typhoon is activated, you can special summon a Magnificestorm monster from your deck with a different name from the monsters you control. Also, you can special summon for the rest of this turn except wind monsters. So this one is a great extender, and the next one, Magnificestorming Erdam, is a great searcher, because if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Magnificestorm monster or Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand except itself. Next up is Magnificestorming Suen, which has the effect that if it is normal or special summoned, you can add a Magnificestorm spell or trap or Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand, so another searcher right here. Next up is Magnificestorming Crothia, which has the effect that if a quick play spell card is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand, an effect that all level 6 or higher monsters of this archetype share so far. And if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Magnificestorm card or one Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck and or graveyard to your hand except itself. Also, you can special summon for the rest of this turn except wind monsters, and this one can't be destroyed by battle or card effects while your opponent controls no spell or traps. Next up is Magnificestorm Vortex Beauty Valrune, which has the effect that when your opponent activates a monster effect and you have Mystical Space Typhoon in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate that effect. Then if you have 2 or more Mystical Space Typhoon in your graveyard, you can destroy that monster, and if Mystical Space Typhoon is activated while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it. So amazing negate right here. And the last monster is Magnificestorm Great Pyre Phoenix, with the effect that if a quick play spell card is activated, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and shuffle them into the deck, and if Mystical Space Typhoon is activated while this card's in your graveyard, you can also special summon it. So great removal right here. Obviously this archetype comes with a lot of quick spells, and the first one is Magnificestorming Stanza Tribute, which lets you either add a level 4 or lower Magnificestorm or a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand, and if this card is destroyed by the effect of Mystical Space Typhoon, you can set this card, and this effect is shared by all the spells and traps of this archetype. Next up is Magnificestorming Summoning Technique, which lets you send a Magnificestorm monster from your deck to the graveyard or add a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand. Magnificestorming Psytrance lets you draw 2 cards, then you have to discard a Magnificestorm or quick play spell. If you can't, you have to discard your entire hand, or you add a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand. And finally we have the permanent spell Magnificestorming Sovereign Tyranny, which has the effect that once per turn you can target 3 quick play spells in your graveyard, including a Magnificestorm card, and apply these effects in sequence. You shuffle them into the deck to draw then a card, and wind monsters you control will gain 300 attack and defense for the rest of this turn. Also, once per chain, when Mystical Space Typhoon is activated, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effects, which is just amazing. Now I'm personally super hyped for this archetype, but definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.